Good afternoon. I'm a little bit early today, in fact, a couple of hours early, because I have a really nice thing happening in my life today. My daughter and son-in-law are going to be stopping by. So this is my daughter right here. This is Adair. Here's my son-in-law. This is Nick. And they were just cast in a year-long production for the Dollywood people. So they are going to be moving to Tennessee. They've been visiting Nick's parents in Vermont, so they'll be stopping by this afternoon. They're going to come in to see Thunder, the rescue pigeon. So it was Adair who originally rescued him. So he's kind of she is kind of Thunder's first human mom. And so they're going to do that, and then we will go have some dinner at the Ayurveda Cafe on the Upper West Side, which is a heavenly place. How can you not love a restaurant that has an altar? And then they will get on the road and I'll come back home and start regular life again. So the topic today from Younger by the Day is about hair. It's called Your Crowning Glory and how it's cut. But I'm not going to read from this today because, as you know, if you've been watching this series, I wrote Younger by the Day way back in 2004, and 90% of it I completely 100% still agree with and stand by. But yeah, there's 10% that in this 17, 18 years that has gone by since, I just see it differently. So I was thinking today, as I was giving some thought to what I wanted to talk about with you guys this afternoon, when I was a little girl, in fact, until I was a middle-aged woman, my mother worked in the cosmetology business. So she was a stylist, and then she was a teacher, and then she managed salons all over several states. My mom was quite a go-getter. But I remember as a little bitty girl back in the 1950s going to the salons where she was working and thinking all the grandmother age ladies have the same haircut. And I thought it was some kind of law. Just like when you're a teenager, you can wear makeup. And when you're a grandma, you wear your hair very short with little curls going back and one little curl here in the front. And we lost to that, but hopefully we're back. Anyway, and what I see is that a lot of older women, the age I am now, still have that very same hair. So what I have realized in my studies and in this area is that your hair really does change over time. So what happens from an Ayurvedic point of view is that as we get older, we all become more Vata. So if you're familiar with Ayurveda, you know about the three doshas, Kapha, Pitta, and Vata. And everybody has a combination of these that is their exact perfect way of being. So somebody who's really Vata is like an Audrey Hepburn or a Fred Astaire. What do I mean, older women? You're as young as you feel. Well, thank you, Kendra. I'm talking about chronological age and what grows out of your head as time changes. But anyway, in Ayurveda, it is said that whatever your body type, that will always be your body type for your whole life. But early in our lives, Kapha is most predominant. So that's where we get kind of baby fat and juiciness and robust health, except for being prone to some kind of respiratory conditions. This is like childhood, young adulthood, that's all very Kapha. Pitta, that's the powerful time going out into the world, getting the career and the mate and the family and the home and all those things. And at that time, we're more prone to pitta disorders that are highly inflammatory. So things like skin problems, psoriasis, eczema, that kind of thing, ulcers, heartburn, kind of fiery stuff. You might start getting some inflammatory kinds of arthritis there in midlife. But after about 55, after about 60, Vata is just really strong for everybody. And what that means is that you kind of dry out a little bit. And so you notice that you get more dry hair, dry skin, dry eyes. We've probably all seen the TV commercials for medications for dry eyes. Ayurveda would say that is just another sign of Vata. And yes, Kendra, you say I could write an Ayurveda Younger by the Day. Well, that is exactly what I am doing. My next book, the proposal is with my agent right now, is called Age Like a Yogi. So it's about yoga philosophy and Ayurveda for going into the next phase beautifully. So from that Ayurvedic point of view, our hair is going to get drier and it's going to get thinner. That's just my dog coming in after his walk. Hey, you want to show everybody how adorable you are? Ta-da! Okay, so we've got the drier, thinner hair. And that's why all of the older women when I was a little kid, and a lot of them now, have the same hair. It's like, what do you do with something that no longer feels like hair? So moving away from Ayurveda and into Western science, what we know about hair as we get older, oh, thank you, Tony. Thank you for saying that you love this. That means the world to me. Your hair follicle, which used to be round, becomes square. So the hair that grows out of it is just stiffer. It's more straw-like. And so it's just going to take a lot more care. So you can either cut it off really short, like those women in my mom's salons, or you can work with it and just do more in terms of conditioning and love and care. So one of the things that I wrote in Younger by the Day, back in the day, was that you shouldn't have longer hair when you're older. Well, you know why I said that? Because it's a rule. And I went to Catholic school for enough of my life that I kind of tend to follow the rules, whether I even really look into the rule and see if it makes sense or not. But I'm kind of past that rule thing now to a large extent. And what happened to me during COVID was I couldn't get out because of the quarantines and everything. And so I just stopped getting my hair cut. And I love having longer hair. I have not had longer hair since 1996. Why? Because it was the rule. Because I was like, 45. You weren't supposed to have longer hair anymore. And I just absolutely love it. And people that follow rules could say, well, this is terrible and you shouldn't have it. And that's their opinion. But you gotta please yourself, especially with something like your hair. Then there is the whole color issue. So I think women who can gray beautifully are so amazing. There are some wonderful Instagram sites and people on YouTube that I follow. One is called Aging with Style and Grays. Beautiful women with this beautiful hair. And it's so cool. And I'm just not there yet. And I'm not sure that I ever will be. My grandmother was coloring her hair when she died at 87. My mother was coloring her hair when she died, also at 87. And so maybe I'll be doing that too. I'm not sure. I think that if you can see yourself just loving how you look as gray or white or silver or whatever you want to call it, then that is absolutely what you need to do. And if you want to color it forever, I probably will. So we'll just be in that camp together. And of course, I believe in using cruelty-free and non-toxic products. So I do get my hair colored at an Aveda salon. And the wonderful gentleman who founded Aveda, his name I think was Horst something. I'm not even going to say the last name because I'll get it wrong. But when he sold Aveda to Estee Lauder, it was with the ironclad certainty that Aveda products would always be cruelty-free. So that's cool. And now the Aveda salon I go to often has these signs with the leaping bunny and they'll say vegan. And I think that's so good. So you've got this stuff growing out of your head and you're going to take really good care of it with a really good diet, lots of hydration, and helping your Vata kind of calm down a little bit. So ways that you can do that is just to keep yourself comfortable. Do you find maybe if you're older than you used to be that you maybe get a little bit chillier? And so just keep yourself really warm and luxuriate in a warm bath. and just feel like comfort is valuable. Comfort is okay. You need to have that. Kind of warm beverages, Vata foods, or like hot soups and stews and hot cereal and that kind of thing. So keep yourself calm, keep yourself comfortable. The big Ayurvedic suggestion for having a happy Vata is called Abhyanga, and that's oil massage. Now, a lot of people say daily, but oh my gosh, that's a lot of trouble to oil yourself all over and give it a little time to sink in, and then take a shower and know that it's clogging up your drain and you're going to have to deal with that in a couple of months. So I don't do this daily, but I do try for twice a week. And what you do is heat up a little bit of oil. Classic in Ayurveda is sesame oil. And so you can either put that in a little oil burner, or you can just put it in a jar and put that in a cup of hot water and just let it warm up a little. And then ideally, and especially for your hair, we're going to do the whole head and scalp. We're going to start with the head. Now, if you want to do this for its other benefits on days that you don't want to wash your hair, skip your head. But with the flats of your hands, and I honestly use my fingers some too because it feels good, you massage this wonderful oil in. You don't need a huge amount. Then you can do your face, and even people with acne problems, breakouts, and oily skin. The sesame oil seems to work for most of them. If it doesn't work for you, obviously don't do it, but for most people, it's cool. And so then you just go down your body and you're slathering long strokes on your long bones, wonderful circular motions around your joints, and then really concentrate on your feet. Like give yourself a little reflexology treatment. And then obviously you're going to be really oily and slippery. So be careful, wear house slippers, do whatever you need to do. And of course, be careful in the shower. So you can just do that and then hop right in the shower. But ideally, it is recommended that you spend 20 minutes either just being with the oil on you. So something you can do is meditate for 20 minutes, which is often the recommended amount of time. Or if you don't mind being kind of oily, you can take a walk or do some exercise. And that's the biggest recommendation, because that means you're going to heat your body up and that oil is going to come inside of you. And that's going to help with your Vata. And then there are a couple of things I want to talk about that are commercially available. So the only thing that the FDA recognizes, as far as I know at this point, is Rogaine. And that's a pharmaceutical, and it probably was tested on animals once upon a time, as every pharmaceutical was. It was originally looked at as a blood pressure medication, and I don't think it worked very well for that, but people did find that it was stopping their hair from falling out. So you can do that, or there's some other things that maybe aren't FDA approved. They're kind of interesting. This product is called Grow. I know you can't see the writing because it's sort of a beige bottle with gold writing, but it's from a company called Vegamour or Vegamour, Vegamour, and this is a serum that you just put on your head, particularly in any areas that you feel are thinning, and you massage it in. And you do this, it's either once or twice a day. I've been doing it twice a day because I have some extra. You know, you sign up for these repeat things, and sometimes you get more than you think you have. So anyway, I don't know yet if this does anything, if it really works, but it's nice to do. It's another excuse to give myself a head massage. Then, this company called Neutrophil, I don't take their main product, which is really supposed to be good for hair loss, because it's not vegan. It's got something in it, I think that comes from a fish. But they also have this thing called Neutrophil Stress Adaptogen, and this is just Chinese mushrooms. And these Chinese medicinal mushrooms, oh my gosh, the cordyceps, all of them, there's just so much is being found out about them every single day. So for hair loss and just general health, I don't know that you need to use this particular brand, but check out Chinese mushrooms because they are way cool. And then we've got Biotin, which is a B vitamin. And it has been shown in studies to help nails so that your nails don't peel and break and stuff like that. And so people surmise from this that it should also help hair because they're made out of the same materials. So I take it. I don't know if it makes any difference. I just know, I'm hedging my bets. So that's about what I have to say about hair. Unless somebody has a question here. Tony, I think, is saying, I've just been emailing with a vegan hair company on my dry hair problems. Interesting. Well, I'm sure we would all love to know what they're telling you and what you're learning. So basically, life is good. And on a bad hair day, hats are good. And just figuring out how to go from one phase to the next. I always thought that phrase about growing old gracefully meant just accepting it and basically rotting until you're gone. And that's not at all what it means as I see it today. It means I accept that I have square hair follicles and that to make my hair really feel like hair is going to take a little more effort than it used to. And if I don't care about that anymore, I can either put it in a bun or go to plan B. And even though I didn't read this chapter from Younger by the Day, I am going to read the affirmation that goes with it. And it says, I always have good hair days. Let's always have good days. Thank you guys so much for being part of this. Love you bunches. See you tomorrow. Bye.